This is your boy Shawnee B. This is BrukOut. This is 90s Dancehall. Who I have assembled in front of me right here is the premiere of Jamaican radio broadcasting. At least, I don't want to open up the man them skinny, at least 30 years plus. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
From my left, Big A, introduce yourself, sir, and the station that you've predominantly broadcasted on.
Big A, I work out of Irie FM in Ochi, Jamaica's first all reggae radio station. I have been one of the pioneer DJs, and 35 years strong, I'm still there.
COLLIN HINES.
COLLIN HINES, aka the Captain, music director for Radio Jamaica Group and broadcaster, DJ on Fame 95 FM from 1994. July 31, 1994 was my first show. So,
and tell them I still go to school, man.
Yeah.
I still go to school them time, no, man. I don't feel so bad. I don't feel so bad.
DJ Wayne.
DJ Wayne, Irie FM, true and true. 20 odd years.
And there's
previously, Hot 102.
And there's history between DJ Wayne and I.
Yeah, because COLLIN HINES and I played first, I think it was in either 89 or...
It was 1991.
Or 90, GTI,
Yeah.
90.
Yeah, thereabouts, yeah.
90, yes.
That time we were both learning to DJ.
Right, that was 35 years ago.
Long time. We played as kids. Kids. Couple party well in Montego Bay and on the circuit. Leaders Avenue, Mango Walk.
Right.
Brandon Hill.
Scruples.
Myself, you,
Delano from Renaissance. Before Renaissance.
Before Renaissance. And before the patch.
Yeah.
Vinyl days by just youths having fun. I play music.
That is it.
Yeah.
The discussion I want to have today is about 90s dancehall, because I believe that 90s dancehall is such a significant era of Jamaican music that's
True.
taken Jamaican music globally and had massive impacts. What do you remember of 90s radio in Jamaica? Because Big A, this is the image that I have. Driving down the road, several huts, several shops, paying Irie FM. That one song comes on and you can hear it reverberating all around Montego Bay, all around Kingston, from car to car, from shop to shop. That's the image that I get.
And that is correct. It was a special time in the evolution of radio. Persons did not experience that before. Reggae radio was almost a novelty. Radio was not endorsing reggae to the extent that it is now. So when Irie FM came about and you were able to hear continuous reggae, good reggae music, persons were amazed and they locked on with interest and with fervor. So, it became like a national sound.
Was Irie FM the first 24-hour broadcasting station for the music of this country?
Yes, yes. Not the first 24-hour station, but certainly
24-hour reggae station.
Reggae station.
Jamaican
music. Promoting Jamaica.
Just so the audience know what I'm going, we're in Traxhall right now at Kaya. And big up to our friends at Kaya. We're around the corner from Irie FM.
Yeah, man.
Less than a stone's throw.
Ochi.
Less than a stone's throw.
Yeah. If you're strong. If you're strong.
If you're strong.
Tell me what's so special about Irie FM.
Irie FM epitomizes what Jamaican culture is and transcends it through music. So in the earlier days when they went into Irie FM's parking lot, you didn't even have to go into the building. From you set foot in the parking lot, you felt the Irie feeling. It was just that feeling of camaraderie, of information, of entertainment, of just natural vibe. Your brethren, your sister, one love. And music is the glue that keeps everybody together and holds us true to this thing that we, you know, we,
You was on the other side of the island, Colin. You're in Kingston. This
Yeah.
is Ochi. What was you getting from Irie FM when they first came on air?
Well, I remember even before I was on radio, I was a teacher at Knox College when the station was formed, and here I am talking about a competing entity, but it was a big rollout. They had maybe 2 weeks of test broadcasts, and I was listening, everybody was listening, and it was just this
fascination.
with hearing the sound of Jamaica continuous. And so, yeah.
How did that change the music in the country?
A lot. What I think happened though was that Irie came about at a perfect time when it was like a balloon filled with air just waiting to burst. And that was what was happening with the Jamaican artists. We had so many artists with so much talent that was not getting a chance to expose this talent because there was not an outlet to do that. And when Irie FM came about, it satisfied that demand. And you know, we had a lot of artists that just exploded onto the scene at that time. This was when we saw the likes of Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Buju Banton, Garnet Silk came, and it was just an explosion of talent because all this talent was being welled up in these individuals without an outlet. Shabba Ranks and all of these guys were right there just waiting on that opportunity. So it was just an explosion.
Paint to me what radio sounded like then, before Irie FM, because coming from England, we hear about Barry G. That's what the name that we all know, Barry
Well,
G.
Barry G was radio back in the 80s.
In the 80s, yes.
Barry G defined what radio was. I mean, I used to, as a little youth, go into primary school. I remember when they had the end of year top 100. I would take my exercise book and I would take my mother little radio and plug it in the room. And I don't know why I'd be doing this. I'd be writing down number 99, number 98. And I try my best to go. Because you know, it usually starts from 8 p.m. and goes to like 2 in the morning.
12 o'clock, right.
So you know, say, as a little youth, know me, I try for, I'm wondering, why am I doing this? But it was the magnetism of Barry G.
I think the 1990s ushered in a format of radio which now exists, the mix show format. I know that by the mid-1990s, there was some radio stations, including where I work, was adopting and was executing where DJs or the presenters would transition seamlessly between song and song. I think back to the days of when Fame FM was Capital Stereo, and a gentleman named Hall Plummer would have a Saturday night thing where guys brought in their records and mixed like they were in a club. And so the 1990s, that format and style of radio kind of blew up. And it was in keeping, for example, with what dancehall had become in the 90s. Dancehall had become this very flamboyant space of style, dressing, and the music reflected the culture, the heartbeat of the street at the time. And so the music we were getting and mix showing on radio was very upbeat, very festive, very happy. Rude boy songs were danceable. Songs for the girls to BrukOut was danceable. Even, you know, the conscious songs.
Was this all on the radio?
And this had nothing to do with how fast the song was. It was just the kind of groove and beat and essence that the music at the time.
You could feel the energy from
took on. And radio became, some of the radio stations stopped being primarily playlisted programs, song play from start till the needle touch the label.
Right.
Guys in-house
radio
mixing, and radio also moved from broadcaster on the other side and operator over here to a combo format.
And
Broadcaster.
Tell me
was
if I'm wrong, Colin, but
DJ.
radio at that time became dancehall B. It became a second dancehall in a sense,
Right.
because you were able to be entertained based on what Colin just explained, the mix, the beat mixing and that kind of energy and that kind of vibe.
It ingested a lot more reggae and dancehall content.
Right. So you almost didn't get that, even if you were not a dancehall person, meaning going out to pay your money and go stand up in a Stone Love
You still would get the essence of
you
it
still
on
could
the
get
radio.
that essence.
I think we all know that.
On radio.
Sound system like Stone Love.
Right.
would have broken so many songs.
Right.
Would it be the case then that radio endorsed and amplified what the dancehall was doing?
At times.
It was almost the reverse. Though.
At times.
Because we were breaking the songs. It was radio that was breaking the songs, because a lot of the producers would take the songs to radio, because we had not naturally had a broader audience, right? When you go to a dance, you play to a couple of hundred people. When you took it to radio played to a couple of 100,000 people, right? And by this time, Fame came on the block. Colin was on the radio, and he endorsed reggae and amplified the dancehall experience. So it became even a bigger voice in the space.
What radio did from a dancehall perspective in the 90s was it reflected the music, but spun as a broadcaster would, as opposed to how a sound system was. So there was
the difference in presentation.
there was a symbiosis, but not a cannibalism of style.
Right.
So the sound system played it a certain way. Radio had I wouldn't say higher, but a different aesthetic in
a
how
more
it
polished approach to
in how it disseminated the music.
What
But
was the sound
mixing became a skill that radio presenters acquired.
How did you guys sound on the radio? Because whenever I hear Jamaica, whistle smart, said I say that. Because whenever I hear Jamaica presenters, there's always a certain style, tone. Shout out to my brethren, Splackavelli Staff Touch, who used to be in the UK. He used to pretty much impersonate like a Barry G.
Right.
Was that the sound that you guys had on air?
Not for me.
Not necessarily.
I had my own natural sound.
Okay.
Right.
You spoke in universally understandable English. Predominantly, and you broke into patois for effect.
Okay.
But you never tried to imitate Rory from
No.
Stone Love on radio.
No.
So, yeah.
That's very interesting because Rory's style was very prominent.
Right, in the
dance
90s,
during
yes,
that
man.
time.
Yeah.
So was it difficult not to go on air and to...
No, not really.
wasn't.
Not really.
No, because a lot of us came from dancehall backgrounds with also a lot of formal training. So Colin, being a school teacher, was able to command the street and the formality of standard English at the same time. You know, Wayne and myself, you know, we were bankers, so we had
Right.
we had a little bit of the formal training coupled with the street art. So it came out a little different from just being straight selecting.
You wanted to reflect what your predecessors, the standard they set. So
Yeah. Right.
you never wanted to deviate
Never wanted to
far
below
from
the bar.
Richie B or Barry G or Don Topping or
yeah.
Henry Stennett or any of these guys that predate, because radio held you to a certain
Standard.
level.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's a question, because you said that the radio literally was the breaking ground for these songs. And I always hear you talk about some of the Dave Kelly stuff that you broke.
Right.
What would be your most significant record that you think that you broke in the 90s?
Oh,
I'm going to ask each of you this question. So that you
oh
can
man. I can name the Riddim. I know I was significant. I was fortunate to be in the right place to be able, because I've never gotten ahead of myself and think that this was about some sort of magic that I was just a fresh foot youth who was blessed to be in a situation where I could help to break Bug Rhythm, Showtime, BrukOut, Backyard, Bounce. There was another rhythm that Dave had made for Bulby with Woman a Trail Me. Cyclone.
Right.
That was in it. That was a Bulby.
Was that Dave Kelly with it?
He made it. He made the beat. I was one of the persons who helped to break Jeremy Harding's Playground. I was one of the persons who helped to break one of Danny Brown's popular rhythm.
Pick one of them, Colin.
Oh, pick one?
Pick one and tell me the response. Tell me what it felt like playing those on air for the first time.
So
was there phone calls coming in? What's that?
The song would be Look by Bounty Killer. That song caused problems. That song was a lightning rod in Jamaica, and that song, I remember being amongst the first people to play it, and it was, yeah.
Did the phone start ringing in the studio the minute that you played it on air?
Yeah, and that was at a time when you got immediate feedback from the audience, because at that time, radio was the king of content dissemination. We weren't just one of the,
We were social media.
points that disseminated. We were the main hub. All of that, through passage of time, changed, and radio now has to share the duty with so many other spaces. But once I got that acetate cut, because it was on a dub plate, and dropped that song, I think it was within a weekend that we played Bug Rhythm. Same thing applied to Showtime. All of them something there. One weekend, and the whole, all of the streets was talking about it. The dub plate would then be shared to the guys from Hits.
Yeah, because I can interject right here.
And then there would be a drive down to Irie, and that same dub,
It's the one dub, the one record.
or maybe
tell
Dave
you,
would cut two sets,
When Dave did BrukOut,
and he'd share it.
Dave did BrukOut, and Dave pressed some white label 45.
Yeah.
And Dave had one set of BrukOut. And Dave, I don't remember if Dave took them to Collin or Collin picked them up the day, went to Fame, played them on Fame.
Shut to Ochi.
This was a either Wednesday or Thursday, right? Collin is on Fame, playing the songs. Myself and Liquid, Lee from Mobile, we are in Kingston.
Hot 102.
Hot 102 days, gathering records. And I don't remember who we were pairing with. It could be Saba.
Saba too?
Could be Saba too. And Saba said, yo, we're going to Dave Kelly. At the time, we don't know who is Dave Kelly. I mean, we know of Dave Kelly, but we don't know the person. So he said, we're going around Dave Kelly. We don't know where we're going, so we jump in the car, we go around Dave Kelly. And we're out in the yard. And then after a while, Dave called me in and we're inside a little bit and we reached for about a 5 minute. And I think I don't remember if Collin himself brought the records back. Was you?
Possibly.
Or somebody was waiting on Collin to finish playing the records. As he done play the bounty, the man just take the record them and carry them and come give them to me. And say, here, Moby, Hot 102, white label. So in that...
And what was important about that dialogue and conversation is the relationship that developed at that time between the producers and the radio DJs. There was just an amazing chemistry, an amazing
synergy,
friendship, and persons, gave of themselves for the music. As we said, we were just young kids loving what we do, and we made personal sacrifices. You can't do that in this time. Tell a man, say, finish play what you play and give me my carry go around. So not going on.
Before we get to that, I want Big A to tell me a song that you broke on air as well. Or that you can remember.
You're a couple of them. Before Collin started in '94, right? Now Dave had the Joyride and the Pepper Seed before 1994, and I was privileged along with Gary G to have first dibs on those songs, and yeah, those were the songs that we took to radio. But there was something else that was happening at the time, Shawnee. There was a culture explosion, which was also big in the dancehall space, right? The likes of Garnet Silk, Tony Rebel, and
Youth and
Master,
Green.
yeah, Youth and Green, and all of these
Shiloh.
guys. They were very big in the dancehall space, and the Penthouse label was in its element. Exterminator label was in its element. And there were a lot of the songs that came through at that time. The Nanny Goat Rhythm, the Rockfort Rock, the Tempted to Touch, all of
And
those
I have to hand credit to them.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
Bobby Digital was coming into his element at that time, just coming out of Jammies as the engineer.
Steely and Clean.
Studio 2000,
right.
Steely and
Steely
Clean.
and
Right.
Clean.
And I can tell you,
That was happening simultaneously to what was happening in the hardcore space, where the Dave Kellys and the Shocking Vibes
Interesting.
were leading as well.
All of the music, though, reflected the spirit and lifestyle of dancehall, and nobody was saying this a reggae, this a dancehall.
Right.
It was
No.
just music played in the space.
right.
Yeah.
It was low tempo, it was high tempo.
Yeah.
To the point where you even had DJs doing the same song twice.
On different
On
rhythms.
this on the
Yeah.
on the
Baby
reggae
Ray.
rhythm
Yeah,
I
man.
think Baby
and
Ray
the,
did
and the
something.
dancehall rhythm.
And
And I have to give 100% credit to
Yeah.
to Biggie, Gary G, the Mighty Mikes, to endorse that segment, the darker shade, the Shankai shade,
it. Yeah, man.
that aspect
High fashion
of
answer.
high fashion, the answer,
Yeah.
as opposed to the up tempo stuff.
Right.
You know, help to create that balance. Because in the 90s, to me, that is when dancehall had the best balance. You had dancehall, gunman tune, we had God Bless tune, we had girl tune, we
tune,
had
yeah, man.
everything was there.
Everything was
You had the whole buffet. You could pick and choose.
To a point that Biggie made about relationships, in the 90s too, there existed physical studios, not you in the kitchen with your laptop and your friend come over. So some of us were fortunate. I being amongst them, I was really fortunate to spend many man hours, and this is how relationships were formed. Multiple man hours in studio run by St. Andrew Park with Dave Kelly. Watch him make I Wish for All Mankind, A Warm Jamaican Christmas Time. Watch him make all of those songs. Watch him make 4 backyard rhythms and keep 3 on tape, never to see the light of day and release one. Watch, he made 4 of them.
So there's another 4 back here.
There's
there a
3 that he has on tape. I was watching Steely and Cleavy make 9 Night and Sleepy Dog Rhythm. Watching Steely strip down multiple elements out of that rhythm because they played so many things, and I sat in studio with them while they made it and strip it down to what came out, and thinking initially, why not do that? And learning that for dance hall,
You need
90s
space.
dance hall to work,
minimalist.
the
Need
ear
space.
cannot digest too much. You need the sexiest but simply dressed shape. And so all of those things, being able to go check Jeremy Harding while he's making one of his rhythms and being the first to listen to it, all of those things were experiences.
How important is that to hang out in a studio, especially during them
It's not
times?
important, it's essential. It's essential because your finger is on the pulse of the music.
Each one of them, each one of us found ourselves in studios. Because that means
Was you sacrificing home life, or was you young enough at the time where?
Colin was
Listen, man.
fortunate because Colin was based in Kingston.
Right.
I lived in Ochi, and that was a 2-hour drive.
Pre-highway.
Pre-highway. We lived in Montego Bay, which is a
yeah.
3.5-hour drive when
Yeah.
he was at
4 and a half if I drive, but 3.5. Yeah, what it,
Yeah.
It was a blessing to
Yeah.
go down to Hugh and them
Bobby
and
yeah,
sit
man.
in studio with Mr. Robert Dixon
When I just started
and watch
Irie-
Bobby work. I mean, bro.
When I just started Irie, when I did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, once I come off here Saturday,
Right.
my shoes point to town.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Me know me live until Thursday again.
So here's the next question then. On those studio visits, each of you again, what young artists did you see that hadn't bust at the time, but you thought, I'm going to be working him on the radio over the next couple of months?
Cartel.
Where did you first see Cartel?
Saw him first down by Arrows.
Dubplate.
Yeah.
Studios.
That time Cartel here, press straight here and wild and scream out shoes and black pants and have the image in it. Because he was an artist already. He was already a part of Vibes Cartel
Cartel,
group.
right.
But this was right about when the group was splitting.
I first saw him outside of the 90s, early 2001, up by Don Corleone, which was another studio that
Yeah.
me and him. But that's the 2000s.
That's 2000. That's another story.
So back to the 90s. I saw a whole heap of artists break out, especially run by Steely them and run by Dave. I would see, for example, youngsters like Degree, Chico, Buccaneer. I saw the emergence of Frisco Kid. Mind you, he had songs before that. I saw, obviously, the birth of this
Sham.
no superstar Baby Sham from his first beginnings. He had recorded maybe 1 or 2 songs for Dave before I met them. But we saw his growth, a lot of artists.
Yeah.
What was it that you would look for
Spragga
in an
Benz.
artist during that time, Big Air?
No. Well, let me tell you the artist that that stands out in my mind before I answer the question. Of course, there are a lot of them too, but there's one particular artist that resonates with me to this day because I saw her in her earliest stage, and that is Tanya Stephens. Tanya used to come to Irie FM in her
Stephens.
school uniform because we had a studio. Grove Broadcasting was on the same premises as Irie FM. And Tanya used to come to see Barry O'Hare, who was an engineer, and he produced her first record as well in her school uniform. So this has been, nobody at all knew who Tanya Stephens was. But when I heard that she was an artist, I used to find myself in the studio and watch her work and see her rise from obscurity to superstardom. So that is one of the standout moments for me.
What is it that you would have looked for in an artist during those times? Because every dancehall artist has flamboyancy, extravagance, and what was that special ingredient?
The same thing I look for now. I have to see within your efforts that you are willing to work for what you want.
Hungry.
You have to be hungry.
Talent
alone can't do it. Sound alone can't do it. Popularity alone, you have to be hungry for it.
I'm certain during them times that you would have seen the hunger, a different level of hunger. Because
Yeah.
now
Yes.
people say we're putting in the work, and that means going on your phone and doing social. That kind of hunger is bleaching outside
studio, right.
Bleaching outside
Right.
Irie FM. A few
Right.
times I've been up to Irie FM,
Yep.
and
Right.
artists say bleach outside
And
Irie
the
FM.
answer come from Kingston.
Yeah.
Take taxi come from Kingston, come to Ochi to bleach at IRFM gate.
Yeah, man.
So you have to take that into consideration when you see the plethora of youth in front of you,
Yeah, man.
with the CDs.
Yeah, man. That is how I met Goofy, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, Goofy. I got his songs. We used to go collect songs and so on. And I can't remember how I got his songs. But one day I came outside and heard that there was this person somewhere under one of the tree them away from me. And when I got out there, I see this tall brown brethren stretch out to him, and I say, "Are you name Biggie?" Some say, "Yeah, man." Them say, "I'm Goofy, Thanks for playing, thanks for playing my song." By this time, Right now, by the time we exchange 2 sentences, them said, me have to run now, because the taxi man will wait for me. Right? So he took a taxi to Irie FM, stood there for about 4 hours while I was on air. And when I came off, all he wanted to do was to shake my hand and tell me thanks. And go back at all.
Let me say this about that artist, Mr. G. And I mean this in a good way. I think he's the hungriest professional in the business. And when I say he's the hungriest, meaning as an established, the man still on the prowl. You know? Now he's become this superstar producer, still records, still makes great records. But yes, that has always been one of his strengths. And it's an attitude.
Gratitude.
It's how much you want. It's a hunger for me. Was one of the things that separated 90s artists, and to something Wayne said, the uniqueness of the sound and style. That separated you. You never sound like nobody else.
I just wanted to add something to the goofy thing as well. And a great father.
Yeah, man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man.
And a great father.
Yes, man.
Yeah, great father too.
Yeah, man.
Without
But I
question.
didn't know the situation.
Without
with
question.
child and all the rest
good
of
you,
that.
right.
And to see all of that and to know that you didn't have it up on social media, like how everybody will play on situations like that. But
Mr.
now,
G,
like,
we now go behind your back, but beside you, big up yourself.
that's
Yeah,
it,
man.
100%. This is 90s Dancehall. That's the name of the podcast. And it's all beautiful and lovely now. What was it like in the 90s with you guys? Because DJs have egos. I'm a DJ. I know it's like the rivalries, or was it a union amongst you guys? I hear the stories about sharing off the records. Was it a case of hide one of the 7-inch them maybe so they didn't get to play all of this? Colin's got a cheeky
You know,
smile.
it was rivalry, but not malfeasant. I just don't know. There may have been a certain level of premente. You may have felt some sort of professional jealousy. Why Colin always I get it first? But then I'm the closest.
Right,
With that
right.
Kingston. I was more than just a radio DJ hanging around Dave Kelly. Then we became
Friends.
really good squaddies, good friends. And so yeah, I would hear, and because I'm the kind of person that if I don't hear you say it, I dismiss it.
Right.
I hear morning from Irie, them must say Ray, and I'm like, but
Nobody.
everybody is playing the songs anyway.
Right.
Everybody gets it. So there was naturally some low level, light level professional, because we are all competing spirits.
Right.
Wayne and I played in our early years at parties, and we would inspire each other
Yeah, because
to go and go practice. I'd hear him do something, and I say, wait, me can't do that. I'm gonna
in
check."
those
And
parties, you know, we don't use microphone, you know,
just records.
just music I play. So we would start from 10 o'clock in the night and would normally end maybe 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
So we competed. We did compete, but it wasn't malicious.
No.
Mean-spirited.
Right.
No, it wasn't. It was to kind of
It was
inspiring each
It
other.
was Colin. Me got done the party, but
Yeah.
we done it better than you.
Yeah.
Yourself, you get any professional rivalries?
I would
it
hear
was.
Big A play something, and I say, oh, we don't have that.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the kind of spirit of the 90s.
It was like that.
A lot of that.
There was a time when there was a little bit of a discomfort. Let me not say rivalry, because we got to radio a little bit before Colin, and we were endorsing Dave Kelly's stuff, the Pepper Seed and so on. And then we used to get them first, and then all of a sudden,
Upstart.
the whole,
This
where
young punk. This little
it
punk.
come from?
Hey boy, who you man?
Oh, this man.
Come on. Yeah. Come on, Ochi make see with us.
Yeah, but it was never it was never
never
two-faced.
mean-spirited.
No, it was never mean-spirited. As I said,
It was all the interest
right.
of reverence and fervence
Yeah,
for the
man.
music, of wanting
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
to represent dancehall.
Yeah, man.
That's
Case
what
in
it was.
point, and not even dancehall, but 90s. I remember Delano and I played at a party and in Mango Walk. And I am there playing, Delano and I reach it. So this is like 10:30, 11, after 11:15, something after me I play, I go and stretch it out, because Delana reach it. I don't want to play with everything. Go and stretch it out, and Delana reach. And when Delana reached, I said, Dilly, you ready? Dilly said, yeah, man, I'm ready right away. And Dilly put on Heavy D and the Boys, Now That We Found Love, with the a cappella intro. And when they stopped the party, and Delana put on that record, and said, this is Delana, da 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 da, and play that effect. I'm jealous. Yeah, man. The effect that had, and on record, Dilly do it twice. Dilly did it twice. That time and Delano's Revenge at Kingston Dry Dock. He did it with the Lauryn Hill. Do-Wop.
Do-Wop, yeah.
Yeah, with that a cappella intro. And that intro.
So it was a time when you learned from your colleague,
Yeah, man.
who was your competitor, but it was never this kind of heavy, make me go down expert of Jamaica.
No.
Go do things with monkey for OBM so that
No.
you get buffer. It was never that sort of mean-spirited.
No.
There was always mutual respect amongst.
Professional.
Yes, brother. That
Yeah.
good. I like that song
Like
there.
that.
And not
Next
only
time I
that,
play, I go play that.
we would come out or go out of our way to go and support another DJ. So if I heard that, I used to go to Film Road Party really just later.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
Facts.
I used to go to Film.
It's
I used to go
facts,
to Film
facts,
Road
facts,
Party
facts.
because Colin and Francois and the rest of them down there,
It's
and I'm
facts.
bridging them.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
I had
facts.
to go. I just had to go, and we used to go out of our way to support
Each other.
each other.
And the 90s,
So it was a time of unity.
90s was such a festive time. Dear
Yeah.
Jesus. Can we bring it back?
Radio is about listeners. It's about audience. Did you know who your audience was at the time? Can you tell me about your audience? Who was listening?
Actually, yes, because when we were in the 90s, well, in the 2000s and onwards too, but in the 90s was when we were on the radio, we were doing your parties, we were doing your occasional weddings and corporate functions, and we were branching out into dancehall per se, because we would do your parties alongside your Stone Love, alongside your Metro, alongside your, you know.
So you guys was just as big as the sound system.
So we were in the streets.
I think radio
So-
was bigger than the sound system to some extent.
Yeah, man. Radio was big.
At that time, because
Radio
we
was big at that time.
naturally reached a bigger audience.
Can you understand why I asked that question?
Right.
Because obviously, radio, if you didn't come to Jamaica in the 90s,
Right.
you wouldn't know what radio in Jamaica sounded
Right,
like.
because
Right.
radio in the 90s didn't transcend the island.
And the SoundCloud in the 90s was a cassette tape. And the sound
systems ruled
traveled
the cassette.
world
Right.
with the
Right.
cassette tape.
Right.
So we didn't know about you guys.
Right.
Some guys that I work with at the BBC that are like, I just saw COLLIN HINES setting up the speakers.
Right.
When I was in UE and this, that, the other, that's why I ask about the audience.
Right.
Well, let me tell you about the audience at Irie at the time. It was everybody. I got calls from parliamentarians, ministers of government. I got calls from, people on the corner who are going to spliff on and listen to Red Stripe Beer, and everybody in between. So it was a great cross section of persons, because this was novelty. You know? This was not anything that you had to have a niche for.
Yeah. I was about to say that broadcast radio was so captive
Yeah, man, it was.
that as a professional on air, you never, I don't think, while we were in the moment on the job, or thinking about who listening. We just knew based on feedback that it was from average Joe to elite Tom. That listen, it spanned
Yeah,
a
yeah,
wide
man.
cross
And everybody
section.
No matter what the class is, if you think about it, no matter what your class is, especially during that time,
Everybody listened to radio.
everybody had a radio.
Yes.
If you didn't have a TV,
Had a
sure to
and,
have a
and
radio.
it transcended into the dance hall space, you know, right? Because if you remember, Colin, when you went to Stone Love on Cargill Avenue, you know, people would leave work and go and wait on Stone Love to string up in that car. When you got in there, you saw people with them roll up with a roll up long sleeve shirt and them tie pulled down. That come from the bank.
We were
And the lawyer's office waiting on Stone Love and them now go.
we were talking about that in the car on the way down, Shawnee. Where I was telling him that it was Cargill Avenue on was it Wednesday or Thursday night?
Thursday,
was like a learning, was university for me, because at that point I had just really started to kind of come into my own and to understand how to play in that open space. You had to go to Stone Love.
Yes.
It reflected what was the essence of dancehall, which is several elements. The music had fully now grown out of rubber dub to dance, to becoming this. It was no longer a toddler, it had grown up and was this party animal that dancehall music was. You also saw, so the music reflected the mood of the street. It was upbeat, even when it was at 82 BPM, it was still groovy, and
Energy was there.
you saw people from different sections of society. You saw Colleen, the dancehall queen, dressed to the nines, she and her team. You saw, I remember seeing several times, Bogle, Willie Haggard, all of these dudes, Topless Crew, Out Crew. So and then you saw the Uptown Girls, the elites and everybody. So it was a crucible of just the cultural coalescence of Jamaica
Melting pot, yeah.
in one spot, and that was dancehall in the 90s. It's style, clothes you wear, dressing, its attitude, how you spoke. It was the groove and feel and texture of the music. It was the subject matter that the songs represent, and so on.
The subject matter of the songs, because we paint the picture on air with the songs, with our links. How did you do that in the 90s when the subject matter of the songs changed from love songs, cultural songs, to bad man song, girl songs, dirty lyrics, homophobic lyrics, all sorts was mixed up in there. How do you bring that to the radio?
Well, there was a point in the late 90s where I think it was either 97, 98, where the night noise law took effect. And when that law took effect, it marked a shift in how music was being presented to the general public, because the night noise law crippled the sound systems. To this day, they haven't really fully recovered. So you find that a dance hall, like a dance that we used to go to in 95, 94, 99, 2000, they didn't exist anymore, because the sound systems either pack up, they don't want to put on the event because they know the police can come and lock it off. And then you find that less dance halls were being held, the radio was still there. So what started to happen now is that it's like you have a river and you build a dam. Yeah? The dam not strong enough.
Whole thing back up and bust right.
The river is the amount of talent and the amount of songs coming out of Jamaica. Now usually, this river would branch out into a couple other things, and you know, the dancehall would get some, the radio would get some, the mixtapes would get some, you know, and so on and so forth. The presenters, as opposed to radio DJs, would get some. So the Elises would get some, the Ron Rochettes would get some. You understand? But when you go now and you block off dancehall, the dancehall space, the creatives are still creating. And they need to find somewhere and some way to express their creations. So you found that after 98, 99 now, that is when you found a lot of obviously edited songs started to come on the radio.
I'm thinking back about it, Shani, and I think the evolution of subject matter, what was allowed, what was being said, it was somewhat imperceptible in its growth, but at some point it became manifest. So every subject matter was still fair play, But radio would never and could never really play blatantly homophobic stuff.
Right.
They were risque songs.
Blatantly,
Along
violent
the
stuff.
line, like I said, it was imperceptible. Artists began taking more poetic license, and this is going to what Wayne said. It was later in the 90s. That is when the whole thing of bleeping out, instead of making an alternate version, we started to have the whole thing of editing take place. Now,
You know, your genius, Dave, had the first edit song.
I was part of the.
I'm guilty.
I'm guilty.
I've seen Colin that play. Tell you that artists, you got a
I
clean
learned to make
version.
edits, but yeah, it was something that kind of mushroomed slowly. It just kind of, and it became a thing. No, it was the odd word here, the odd word there, the repeated word there. It was not it was Playboy, not Penthouse
Right.
or Hustler. That's what it was. That's the best analogy.
Right.
As to what it is now, we leave that for a different podcast.
Sexy but not wrong.
But yes, so yeah, all of that
Here's a
happened
question then.
because street songs that were not overtly vulgar and vile started to creep in to radio playlists.
But forget about the street songs and the sexual songs. Why would a song like Poor People Fed Up get banned?
To my mind,
Why
I
would
don't
something
remember
like
if that
Look Into
song
My
was
Eyes-
specifically banned. Was Poor People Fed Up, or was it just said that
line.
it was?
No, it was the line in the time of hungry. I got 9. That was
No, you're talking about
Anytime.
No, sorry, anytime. Sorry.
So okay, so with-
and that was the song.
with those songs,
That
those
was-
songs
that was bad.
offended, I think,
Right.
powers that be.
Right.
And the songs were
Stiff-necked
actually,
Yeah.
whereas in former days, it would be under very, very subtle language. It would be said sort of Ochi under the voice. No, 90s dancehall was saying out loud and saying it in plain.
Maybe just say it out plain.
Was a
People
saying,
language, yeah.
and
Would you guys
it
have battles inside the
made,
studios?
it made people.
inside the offices with your program directors. and
I got
stuff?
into problems for playing Look.
Yeah.
Tell me.
I got into major problems. I never said this before, but yeah, man get job threatened, don't play it again. I ended up editing because I had believed in that Bounty Killer song so much because
So you went against the system.
yeah, and I edited the song, and that made it
Palatable.
acceptable to play. But the song, I looked past the language and looked to the message. Those whose skin the song pricked,
But I tell you
they
something,
reacted
Colin.
differently.
I tell you something, Colin.
But yeah,
You were strict on the language and not on the message, but I tell you this, maybe the message is what hurt some people and ruffled some feathers.
no, which is what I'm saying. I
Maybe
looked.
the message ruffled more
I
than the
looked,
language.
I looked past the language of the song and thought the message of the song was worth championing the song. So, yes, the songs were banned or shadow banned or whatever banned.
So there was no official ban on these songs then
I think anytime did have a ban. I think so.
because of the one line.
Because
Yeah,
of the-
Yosemite.
yeah, Yosemite.
It made people, it made upper echelon and the people in the shadows
They got all twiddly over it.
uncomfortable.
So
Those songs.
was there a complete blanket ban then on all gun songs during the 90s on Jamaican radio?
No, it was
No.
context more than.
So they
You
were
could never
allowed-
play
they were
Lodge
allowed
by
ban.
you could never play
Play
Lodge
Lodge.
by Bounty Killer on
Okay.
it. So a gun song which promoted murder and mayhem was never ever acceptable in
Right.
the 90s.
You could get
Here's
away
a-
with Spragger.
The beauty about the 90s
Why is that Sprague?
No, a particular song. On Bobby Digital Rhythm. Fun thing.
Right.
Take me serious advice, me brethren. Cause road boy living on a fun thing.
Yeah, man. But
because the context of it.
and Terror Fabulous. Have you ever
I've
seen
seen
a
a
45 before?
These are radio songs.
Right, these are radio songs.
But the what I was about to say is that what was meant for the street. strictly for the street was absolutely taboo. We never made it to
Right.
radio.
That's why I said
there's a
artist.
lot of songs that just never made it to radio. It's the ones which, through editing and through nuance that we felt could play, actually made airplay.
Did Jamaican radio ever look at some of the songs that came from Jamaica, but broke outside of Jamaica and then came back into Jamaica, and then you guys started to support it?
Yeah, man.
Some of the bigger collections?
That's a progression.
That happened. We're probably talking about 2000s.
It was
but
bigger in the 2000s.
A blatant example was
Shaggy.
Egyptians, Polio.
Oh, that's 2000s.
Yeah,
But in the
I'm saying,
90s, in the 90s, I think
Right.
the
But songs like-
preponderance of hits
Yeah.
broke from home.
They broke from home.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the head
Most of them.
size broke from home?
Which one?
Head size.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, man.
Oh,
Who
hell.
am I?
Who am I?
man.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
man.
broke from
Red
home.
Rat, Dwayne.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
all
Yeah,
of
man.
those songs
All of those
became
songs.
international favorites, but there was nobody was embarrassed to play them here at home. They all got
man.
played.
Murder She Wrote.
Oh,
Shaka
hey.
D
Oh,
with
yeah.
some pliers.
All
Play
the
them
international
time.
hits were local hits
man.
before.
Give it
The only thing
Slam by Beanie Man.
Yeah.
The only thing I can say is that when Sean Paul Give Me the Light came out, when the Buzz Rhythm came out, Sean Paul's song Off the Bat was the hit song.
But was you guys playing it though?
Off the Bat it was the hit song in Jamaica, so it was the song we were playing.
Oh, okay.
And then after that now,
I don't think I've
the
ever heard that
elephant
song in
started to
Jamaica.
grow, the
What?
singer
Sean
Jay
Paul
started to
Give Me the
grow.
Light.
Yeah, man.
The
I don't
club
think
rock-
I've ever heard that song.
The
As a
club
matter
rock
of
took
fact,
off.
in England,
Sean-
we played all of the cuts. The Sean Paul would probably be the cut that doesn't get played.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think traction on the song here at home picked up.
Okay.
Because
When-
that
when
was
it had
that was in the year
international success.
2001 or
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah.
2001.
Whenever Buzz Rhythm came out. When that song started to pick up steam internationally was when guys who used to occasionally play it here at home started to give it heavy rotation.
So
So
as-
that song, I think,
Was one of them.
But we're talking about the 2000s. That
Yeah.
song broke abroad. But in the 90s,
Everything
I think
basically broke.
the most of the songs that became massive here and abroad broke from home.
As broadcasters, when you see acts like a Sean Paul, acts like Egyptian, really get that international market, do you guys press harder on the gas here as well to know that that international artist is out there and he's come from Jamaica?
Responsible presenters.
Yeah.
do-
Naturally, yeah.
Exactly.
Responsible broadcasters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you have to have your pulse, your finger on the pulse of what is happening internationally when you are presenting. You can't be presenting out of your own bubble. Because, I mean, it will be evident after a while that, hey, this brother is not in
Living
touch.
in a echo chamber.
Right.
Yeah, you have to be in touch with everything that's
But
going on.
everything that is
same
happening, not only on the ground, but internationally. Yeah.
What is the difference in broadcasting now, Big A, to back in the day?
So many differences. Where you want me to start? One,
Do you
is
enjoy
that
it as much?
Oh, certainly.
Why?
It is because I stick to the core. You see, when you're passionate,
You just did a radio broadcast of it there, took
Yeah.
over the goddamn podcast. I said why. Open questions, people. Who, what, why, where, and when, yeah? All the W's.
yeah.
We were talking about it in the car. Yeah.
All the W's. It was a natural reaction.
Yeah, man. No, because I stick to the core and then add to the fringes selectively. So I always have a central focus as to where my musical headspace is. So I don't find the challenges really difficult to navigate because I think I'm focused where I'm headed.
Mad. Colin?
I think certain core principles still adhere in my presentation style. I still back announce. I still,
They're going to say why for that.
you
They're going to say why for that.
Yeah, why for the background?
because it's important, not all.
He did it all
Why
night.
for the background? Because not everybody, I think we owe it to the audience to explain what we're doing and what we're playing, and not everybody is quick to Shazam the song, and we should not abdicate that job to a piece of software, even though times have changed. Now, times have changed, so you keep your presentation style fresh, but you adhere to what he calls the core, I call the fundamentals. There's just a way
And I call it the
to
spine.
be a quality broadcaster that should not change despite the mayhem that is happening out there in social space. You still, if you become ragtag in your presentation, then what qualifies you to keep that job as opposed to the hand-care man? No disrespect to him. In other words, you have to show that as a presenter and a professional, you're still elite.
Yeah, man, you bring that difference to the table.
Yeah.
Is there any new broadcasters that we're looking at in 2025 that is keeping those principles? And this is not us beating down the new school, the Gen Z and millennials or whatever. This is just about the principles of radio that have brought all of us to that place. Who's that next
Can't think
person
of
you're looking at right now?
No, it's difficult to say, Shani, because radio has changed in its essence. A lot of what we consider to be our core principles, Wizzle, Colin and myself, these principles are not regarded as standards anymore. And as a result of that, persons who are there now as the, you know, as the future don't adhere to those principles. For example, we have a wide knowledge of the music, for example, historical, and you know, we have lived it. A lot of these new kids, for example, them just happen to inherit a laptop with some songs. So when they play, you don't hear the history and the knowledge. So for the large part, I am not impressed, but I'm still looking and hoping that I will see somebody emerging that would I would say the future is in sight.
One of the things that disappoint me is the overall sound of radio. I think we have moved from being counterbalance to the street and to the sound system to cannibalizing the street and the sound system. Too often, I drive around listening to radio, irrespective of station, and it feels like
A mixtape.
it feels like it scratches morning. It feels at 11:30 a.m. as if I'm in a brawling dance. Radio and the sound system need to have a separate essence, feel, texture, and you can beat me for no what, I give 0. I think radio has become, many radio stations have become a sophisticated sound system, which is given the license to broadcast. It's loud, it's brawling, and it doesn't translate. Maybe it's been done so long it translates well to a listening experience for some, but for those who have come through the trenches knowing how classic quality radio sounds, you know, having something sounding like you're listening to a dance in the distance 24/7 is a disappointment to me. And this is not specific 1 hour, 2 hour late night blocks of programming designed to sound this way. This is 24 hour. Why? Red.
I think it
Beat me
it's time
for
and
one.
place.
It exists.
Time and place.
It exists.
Time
And
and
so the medium needs to get back to being programmed a specific way. In other words, of course you can have a street style dancehall presentation on a radio station, but it must be specific programming.
Must be deliberate.
It mustn't become,
Yeah.
this is how we do it.
Yeah.
We just have juggle, and we just have say anything, and we just have,
You have to remember what is radio's place.
Right.
Radio's
That's the
place
point.
in the average
and
person's life is
A
a
listening experience.
secondary thing. Your primary focus is your day-to-day activity. Your job as a radio presenter is to know that you are that secondary
soundtrack.
source.
Yeah.
The
You are the soundtrack to that
Yeah,
person's life.
and
so
not-
you
and
want
not-
to keep them engaged. You
Yeah.
want to keep them entertained.
And not disrupt them
You
harmony.
don't want to irritate them.
And not only that, Whistle, we have to remember too that there are people with varying tastes. You can't
Right.
give them one diet of,
Right. Right.
of music without changing the flavor sometimes. You can't
Nobody
have
not
vanilla
eat
ice
chicken
cream
every day.
man.
You can't
Yeah.
eat chicken every day, brother.
Yeah, man.
Every day, sir?
It is, yeah.
The
You eat for breakfast,
presentation,
lunch, and dinner too.
the presentation,
For
the
breakfast,
presentations,
lunch, and dinner.
the presentation style of radio, it can be 24 hours,
Yeah.
24 hours cacophony
Yeah.
and pandemonium.
Yeah,
It
man.
has to.
People have different tastes.
Has to be.
Yeah, man.
Different.
The one thing
I love reggae.
know, the one thing I know about radio is you play a song that an artist has worked hard on for months, and you play 30 seconds and stain it up with one bag of knives and pandemonium, and you annoy somebody who perhaps was waiting to hear that song. You play 2 verse, 2 chorus, and even the rude boy and the hardcore nice lover can actually listen through and say, "Oh, nice song." However, if you do all sort of ragtag on broadcast media with that song, you're likely to make the ragtag lover, am I right? But the person who just wants to hear the damn song is going to change the station and say, "You know what, see you." So, radio management within this country needs to take back control and say, let us start reprogramming and ensure that it reflects the society but does not cannibalize the sound system.
And that answers the question you asked earlier on, Shawnee, about who do we see as the future. I think the future in terms of broadcasting lies solely in the hands of the program managers.
And
they
those who
have to
hire.
know. They have to know what direction they want it to be, because anything that they want, they can find a DJ to fill that gap.
True.
I hear that.
Yeah.
So if people want to hear music on the radio without bag of sound effects and 2 minutes odd, how do they listen to you on the radio, Colin?
Or have that become a specific kind of programming.
I hear that.
Because there is a place for that. But it
Time and place,
can't
man.
be 24 hours of 30 seconds per song, because a song is not a commercial, fam.
How do people listen to you on the radio still, Colin? How do people listen to you on the radio?
How do
still?
they listen to me?
Yeah, you're still on there,
Yeah,
right?
well, people listen. I'm on Fame. My times are about to change, maybe next month. I'm probably going to be on a Wednesday morning, mid-morning, 9 to 1. Thursday, the same thing. Friday mornings, I do a variety show, very popular, called Full House Friday. Currently, I'm on a Wednesday, which is our old school day, extremely popular. And I do from 5 p.m. to 9 midnight, easily. And that is one of the things that you get real visceral reaction from people, either via WhatsApp or on your DM. People say, "Yo, bro, the music." So I'm on at that time. I'm on Full House Friday, that's standard, which is I host that show, and I'm on a Saturday morning, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm hoping at some point to get me Saturday them, because the old man tired me.
And your socials, if people want to follow you.
My
online?
social media is look for Collin Hines on Facebook. I go by Collin O Hines on Instagram, and Collin Hines or X Mixer on Twitter. I still call it Twitter.
You got to get your stuff organized.
But look for either Collin Hines or Collin O Hines.
Captain Colin Hines, big air yourself.
Yeah, man. I am on 4 days a week on Irie. On Mondays and Tuesdays between
Go radio now, people.
yeah, 2 to 6 in the afternoons. On a Monday, it's an all reggae show. I often like to say that reggae won't die on my watch. It's a roots and branches show, I like to call it, where I play a lot of the foundation reggae, not necessarily old music, but reggae of the past and of the present. On Tuesday is my dancehall show. Well, essentially, it is mostly dancehall, but I also try to squeeze a little bit of reggae in there as well. On a Saturday evening, I'm on at 7, between 7 and 10. It's an all dancehall show. It's when we go hard it's a party time. 7 to 10. Yeah, and the juggling.
Specific. See?
Specific.
Programming. There you go. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
talking
So we go hard.
And then on Sunday,
And on Sunday now.
about. When Keith Church.
yeah, man. On Sunday I have a gospel program between 10 a.m. in the morning and 2 in the afternoon.
amen.
Yeah, man.
Little balance.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, that's it.
Whistle.
As it relates to radio, I am currently in hibernation.
How long have you been off here? Like,
I've been off
2 years.
little over 3 years.
you know, I say this. You'd be in certain yards. Was it Friday your radio show was?
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday.
Friday you'd be in a yard, like Truck Back Studios. Friday come out, whistle up here.
Yeah, man.
Tell you that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's a Friday evening.
When dumb plates start flying, everything can come like a sound system.
Problem, man.
But again, you know what that is?
It was neat.
Specific programming.
Yeah.
That was a
programming.
specific piece of programming.
Specific programming.
But people knew that's what it was.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know what to expect on a Friday evening.
You plan on coming back to
We're
radio.
going to be seeing
Well, hibernation must finish at some point in time. you know.
Yeah.
So there's hope.
Are you missing
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Are you missing it? Are you missing it?
Of course.
Because they said we got
I do miss
egos.
it. I do miss it. I mean,
that feedback from the people
yeah,
that you need.
yeah, I do miss it. I still stream on Twitch and TikTok occasionally.
Okay.
But as I said, the hibernation is soon over. And look out.
As soon as the hand heals.
Maybe before the hand heal.
And how do people follow you online?
DJ Whistle. DJ Whistle on
Biggie Mani, BIGGIMANI, on all the handles.
DJ Whistle with 3 G's, because we don't play 2.
Yeah.
So, people, this is 90s Dancehall Radio.